With me on my right side is Attorney Renzi Rosada, and on my left is Attorney Reginald Santiago. Other lawyers are likewise here, but since this is a makeshift press conference, we could have prepared a bigger table, no? But Ateneo refused, no, for obvious reasons. We are here to read a statement ordered on behalf of the families of Rene Clerk Bobet Batarbonia and the late Puemueca Divine Adili. Okay, and the sequence of this press conference would be that I will read the statement, the press statement, and then afterwards you can ask me questions. If I could not answer your questions, my co-lawyers would help me, assist me. We also have Attorney Yula Arias with us and Attorney Ian Clark Imbalsado with us here this afternoon. And we represent the family of Rene Clerk Bobet Batarbonia, and the family of Divine Adili has likewise signified their intention to secure likewise our services in order to enforce their rights, no, against any responsible persons for the untimely death of their beloved son. Okay. Let me begin. Rovelyn Batarbonia is still in the process of bringing her son home. Rene has not yet been laid to rest. She remains in grief so profound it defies description. A grief made heavier by the fact that she learned of her son's death, not from a university official standing beside her, but from a phone call she almost did not answer, thinking it was a fan ordering jersey merchandise of her son. She confirmed that Rene had truly died through a video call, looking at his body on a screen, alone and in transit. Mahirap kami, pero malaki ang respeto namin. Sana maintindihan ninyo. We are poor, but our dignity is immense. That dignity demands truth. The family of Puemueca Divine Adili mourns in Nigeria, waiting for answers from a country that promised to take care of their son. Their grief is no less. Their right to the truth is equal. Rene Clerk Bobet Batarbonia was 18 years old. He was the second of 7 children born of Rovilin and Rene Senior in Talacugon, Agusan del Sur, a family that measured hope in the inches their son grew and the trophies he carried home. He was their greatest hope. He told his coach in Davao that he would not come home for 5 years because he was going to lift his family out of poverty. He meant it. He was the kind of young man who meant what he said. He left Talacogon for Manila on June 4, 2026, carrying everything his family had ever dreamed for him. He was 4 days into the future when he died. I repeat, 4 days. So Puemueca Divine Adili was 21 years old. He came from Nigeria to the Philippines with a dream that only the truly brave carry across an ocean. He wore the Blue Eagle uniform with genuine pride. His family received him back in Nigerian soil, in a land that never knew him as a Blue Eagle, only as a boy who left and did not come back. Those were sons. On Coach Baldwin's video statement, we acknowledge the same. We acknowledge Coach Baldwin's appearance and the sincerity of his grief. But grief is not accountability. What he expressed was remorse. What he did not provide were answers. He did not explain who decided to conduct the activity in the location where it was conducted. He did not explain what safety precautions were taken or not taken. He did not explain the sequence of events from 2:30 in the afternoon to the moment emergency services were called. He did not account for why the team was positioned away from the resort's lifeguard protected area, why resort management's warnings were disregarded, or why no water safety personnel were deployed. According to him, we did everything we could, he said. With respect, that is not what the facts show. and an apology offered to a camera without a full account of what happened is institutional crisis management in human language. The families need more than sorrow. They need the truth. For days after the deaths of Rene and Divine, Ateneo communicated through statements that its own faculty and educators publicly described as, and I quote, nameless, faceless, and sterile. The institution's silence was a choice. And when the primary source of information goes quiet, speculation fills the void. And it did. From social media to press conferences with third parties to accounts of former players describing years of Aurora training they called deadly. The truth about June 8, 2026 lies within Ateneo's walls. It lives in the accounts of the coaches and players who were there. It lives in the resort logs, the phone records, the institutional documents. Ateneo has always been the most important source of information in this case. It remains so. No government investigation, however thorough, can substitute for what only Ateneo and its people can tell us. What the families are asking for, and we will tell you this afternoon. Number one, a human face, not a press release. A designated named person whose sole responsibility is to communicate with both families, to answer their questions, keep them informed, and ensure that they are never again left in the dark about proceedings concerning their sons. Second, let the players and coaches speak. The young men and the coaches who were in the water that day, who witnessed everything, deserve the institutional guarantee that they may speak freely and completely to investigators, to families, to the public, without fear of consequences to their scholarships, their roster positions, or their standing in the program. Number three, a full account, a point-by-point chronological account of everything that happened during the Aurora stay. Every activity, every instruction, every warning received, every precaution taken or not taken from the coaches and players who lived it. Number four, formal acknowledgement of institutional responsibility. Not condolences, but a direct acknowledgement that Rene and Divine died under Ateneo's watch during an Ateneo activity, and that the institution accepts responsibility for what happened and what was not done. Number five, proactive and conditional support for both families, offered freely, without conditions, without quitclaims, as an act of justice, not strategy. Ateneo de Manila University is a Jesuit institution. Its values, magis, cora personalities, men and women for others, are not merely institutional branding. They are a promise made to every student who walks through its gates and to every family that entrusts their child to its care. Rene chose Ateneo because he believed in that promise. Divine chose Ateneo because he believed in that promise. Their families entrusted their sons to Ateneo because they believed in that promise. Ateneo's own faculty wrote publicly to the university president, and I quote, "Come forward in person with humility and acknowledgement of wrongdoing and lapses in judgment, risk mitigation, communication, and care for our students." End of quote. These are not the words of adversaries. They are the words of Ateneans who believe the institution is capable of more than it has shown. Its alumni are asking. Its students are asking. Its faculty are asking. Its own community is holding a mirror to the institution and asking, whether the values it professes are the values it practices in the hardest moments. According to the prayer of St. Ignatius of Loyola, I quote, "To give and not to count the cost, to fight and not to heed the wounds, to toil and not to seek for rest, to labor and not to ask for any reward, save that of knowing that we do your holy will." End of quote. We call on Ateneo de Manila University, therefore, to live that prayer now. Not through lawyers, not through managed statements, PR, but through truth, accountability, and the full force of the compassion it has always claimed at its own. The families of Rene and Divine are not asking for war. They are not asking for spectacle. They are asking Ateneo to be what it has always said it is. There does not have to be years of litigation. Again, there does not have to be years of litigation. There only has to be what Ateneo has taught for a century. The examined conscience, the honest ambition, the genuine reckoning, and the commitment to make things right. Discernment, the practice of sitting with the truth, however uncomfortable, and choosing freely and deliberately the right thing over the easy thing. The right thing is not silence. The right thing is what Ateneo has always asked of every student who pass through its gates. And that is the courage to do what is right, because it is right. Only the truth, honestly told and genuinely owned, can begin to bring peace to the souls of Rene and Divine. Not a verdict, not a damages award, not a press release. Peace for two young men who deserve so much more than 4 days, who carried their families' dreams across provinces and oceans, who trusted an institution with their lives. Rene wanted 5 years, he had 4 days. Ateneo knows what to do. It has always known. The question, and the only question that remains, is whether the institution will choose freely and finally do it. For Rene, for Divine, for every Blue Eagle yet to come. And I end this with a most heartfelt statement. Ateneo de Manila, practice what you preach. Thank you. We are now ready to answer any of the questions.
Actually, is the admin management reach you out?
Not yet. Not ever. Since we were there last June 9 in Arlington Memorial, the coaches were there and they talked to the mother of Rene, but there were no clear statements as to what really happened.
Even feelers?
Feelers, I cannot define what feelers mean, but feelers for settlement, you mean? Not yet.
What is the family open for in settlement?
The families, as what I have told you, the families want the truth. And whatever comes after is up to Ateneo.
But then you said na kayo na rin mag-represent for ang
Not yet finalized, but they just told me, first they contacted my staff, one of my lawyers, and the mother of Billy. And this afternoon, another lawyer of ours was likewise contacted, but we have yet to finalize the agreement.
I asked this ko, kala nga may nalabasan naman na issue na
Oo nga. Let's leave that, no? Kasi sana huwag politikahin po ito pag-representa namin. Kami po yung mga taga-Ateneo din. Kaya nga nagtataka kami bakit ganito ang reaksyon po ng Ateneo. Ang tinuturo sa amin nung nandun kami sa Ateneo de Davao Law School ay iba. Kaya nga, somebody approached me, no? A relative of the victim, two as a matter of fact, no? And then there were other likewise persons who told me yung mga messages sa Facebook, ang dami, pero ang importante dun yung member ng family. I responded. I contacted Governor Payne, because I could not contact at that time the mother kasi nagbabiyahe na pala, papuntang Davao. So somebody told me, informed me in fact, who gave me the number of Governor Kane, one of my former students in the past who also happened to be a lawyer already, who is from Talacogon. He was the one, or she was the one who gave me the number of Governor Kane. I contacted Governor Kane and I told him, somebody contacted me and I'm willing to render our legal services, and I emphasize, pro bono. So yun po, so siya yung nagtawag sa mother ko ni Governor King. Ganun po ang nangyari.
So,
Huwag na natin pumutikahin yan.
Attorney,
So to be clear po, attorney, no ambulance chasing happened.
Bakit naman kami nagka-ambulance?
And-
Kilala niyo ako dito sa Davao. Bakit ko ba kailangan gawin
And
yan?
then there
Oo.
will be no possible champertus agreement.
No. Grabe naman yan. No, that's, sa iba naman, kung gusto niyong tumulong sa amin, welcome kami. Marami na pong mga Manila lawyers na nag-signify ng tulong sa amin. And we welcome them, no? May mga iba nga na nagbigay sa akin ng mga legal articles nila. One of which is a dean of a law school, likewise a friend of mine. And I welcome yung mga tulong po nila to give us more legal fireworks or legal arts, part of our legal arts. Maraming pong salamat sa
Attorney,
kanila. Hindi po ito kompetisyon. Kailangan natin mabigyan ng hustisya yung pamilya ng mga Patermonia.
Even other firms are welcome to.
They can, of course, go through me if they want to help. Of course, we will evaluate kasi kaso po ito, kung baga, giyera po ito eh. So, i-evaluate naman din natin. Baka Trojan horse din, no? So, hindi naman ako hapon lang naging abogado, no? Or 28 years na rin tayo sa
Question
office.
lang.
Oo, yes. Yes, sir. Yung mga bagay na yan, transparent kami dyan. And in handling cases like this, no? Kasi ito, sa incident ito, posible ito, culpa criminal, culpa tiyana, culpa contractual. And then, bottom line kasi nito is whether or not there was negligence and the possibility of a compromise. Even the courts would even encourage mediation, di ba? Alam natin yan. Yung mga bagay na yan, pamilya na ang mag-decide yan. Kung mag-decide ang pamilya niyan, wala kaming magawa. Kasi that matter involves compromise, and compromise requires the consent of the principal. And the principal is the family of the victim.
Attorney, we just want to clarify whether umabot ba sa inyo na earlier may reports kasi that the people involved there, the players, the coaches were asked to sign an NDA. Paano po sila makapagsalita? If it's true, kung may NDA nga po.
Nakaabot sa amin yan.
Okay.
And as a matter of fact, kaya nga part sa aming statement na sana naman the players na, di ba, second, the players should be given the freedom to speak. And the coaches as well. Because yung una talaga hiling ng pamilya. Yung mama, ang tagal namin kagabi, no? Yung ano ba talaga ang nangyari, yung full account. Kasi hindi niya alam talaga yung full account. Pero on our own, kami naman, we are conducting our own investigation on the matter, no? Aside from coordinating with the CIDG as well as the NBI, we gather facts. Meron na kami preliminary understanding with the CIDG na makipag-coordinate sila sa amin at sana naman ikonsultan nila kami, especially the preparation of the affidavits. Kasi kami, we are also preparing our own. So mag-compare notes kami. So yung matter na yan, nakaabot yan sa amin. At sana po hindi totoo yan na meron silang NDA. Alam ko yan kasi I'm a lawyer of 38 years already. So maybe yung strategy nila is silent muna kayo ha, NDA tayo ha. Pero iba ito, estudyante lang namatay dito eh. Ang babata pa, 18 years old eh. May 26, nag-18 si Rene ha. Bago lang talaga. June pa lang tayo ngayon. Estudyante nila, huwag na tayo maggamit-gamitan ng mga legal strategy ng mga NDA. Ang kailangan dito is proactive transparency. Parang nalaman natin na, di ba ate na yun ang hilig ng accountability. Di ba? They call it accountability even from the old students, even from other persons. Siguro, tumingin sila sa dito, sa mirror, at sila din dapat accountable. Kaya nga ang last statement mo, practice what you preach.
Pwede ba ma-avoid ang NDA, attorney?
Yeah.
Pwede ba ma-avoid ang NDA, if ever? Meron
Well,
NDA.
it is against public policy. All lawyers know that. No? It's against public policy. It cannot go. All lawyers know.
Speaking of accountability, attorney, do you believe this case could set an example of accountability in similar incidents involving student athletes?
Yes, this is a defining moment. No? Although there are cases in the past, no, which already even the Supreme Court has ruled upon such cases, no. But again, this case would give a very apt opportunity again to guide as to future actions on the part of schools as well as coaches, no? So that there can be clear guidelines as to what we do in cases of off-campus activities.
Do you think, John,
Baka sabihin ninyo ako lang nagsasalita. I will let my Assistant Dean of JMC Law School, who is our civil law expert, answer that question.
Lapit lang sa mic. Lapit lang sa mic.
So there are a lot of causes of action that we are looking into. I think it has also been widely and publicly discussed, causes of action like quasi-delict. We're also looking at criminal negligence, contractual breach as well. Those were discussed. I think the topic about local parentis, the school and administrators as well as the teachers' special parental authority over its students, whether it is in campus or off-campus activities for as long as they are state and school sanctioned or it was authorized by the school. Of course, if there is any death, for example, in this particular case, the school or the institution might also have some liability. I would also like to add that I'm sure the public also knows that the Commission on Higher Education also have an existing memorandum or regulation that should have been complied, by the institution, by the coach, the coaching team, before they had their boot camp or activity in the Capulao Aurora. So this is also one thing that we're looking into, and which is why we are also very dependent, on the results or outputs or outcome of the investigation by government agencies, because as Attorney Peron has mentioned, the repository of information is Ateneo. The witnesses are the coaches and the players themselves. The documents that would show the who authorized the activity, who allow the students to be off campus, all this information are within the control and possession of Ateneo. And we can only establish that either when they proactively become transparent, when they volunteer the information, or if they cannot, then when they are legally compelled to do so. And that is the role now of our government agencies through the investigations that we are now conducting. And we're thankful also for the PNP, and Guy also there, the sports stakeholders panel also very proactive, and we thank them as well. And we just hope not just full cooperation from the institution, but as well as proactive transparency as what we have been doing.
are you satisfied with the
Before that, so that there will be a full answer, Assistant Dean Resi Rizada Malasco was talking about CHED Memorandum. That she is actually referring to CHED Memorandum Circular 63, series of 2017, which governs all off-campus activities of all higher education institutions in the Philippines, including Ateneo, regardless of its autonomous status. There must be a prior written approval from authorized school officials. Second, there must be a designated supervisor with specific safety responsibilities. There must be a medical officer or first aid personnel. There must be a detailed risk management plan. There must be an informed parental consent. Coordination with the local government unit at the destination, and there must be adequate emergency action protocols. So these are the requirements before you conduct an off-campus activities. As to whether or not Ateneo de Manila complied with this, that is for Ateneo de Manila to answer.
Two questions lang. Can you walk us through kailan yung official as legal representatives of the Batarbonia family? And second, may copy na po ba sila ng autopsy?
Okay. I think we became may nagtawag kasi sa akin, tapos may nag-text, relevant ba talaga?
Yes, sir.
May nagtawag sa akin, tapos may mga nag-text sa akin, tapos mga June 9, June 9, mga evening pa lang kami nang nagatawag sa akin. I received a call around June 8 in the evening. Tapos, ano pala itong nangyari? Sa Facebook ba ito? O yun. Okay. Sige. Tingnan natin. Tapos, we were able to connect with the Paterbonia family when they arrived in Manila. My associate in Torion Bondok Law Firm, I instructed them. Okay, we have been given the go signal already by the family to act, but we have to contact the mother herself. Okay, the family, the relatives know, but the mother herself, hindi pa niya alam. Kasi at that time, nagbabiyahe na and she was in a state of shock. Okay, so doon sila nagkita sa Arlington Memorial. Mga hapon ata yun, yung pagdating. Nung pagdating ng body, doon na sila nagkita ng aking associate sa Torion Bondok Law Firm. That is Attorney Jersey. Rondes Layo. Okay, the former, yung office manager namin sa Torion Bondok Law Firm. And then, the SPA was signed in the afternoon of June 9, and all letters authorizing us to act were signed in the afternoon of June 9.
So officially June 9.
Yes, officially June 9. And then, as to the autopsy, yes, we received the autopsy from the NBI. Of course, there are, what's it called this, it does not necessarily mean that we are in agreement with the findings. Okay? But we received it, I think, June. It's with Jabo Silahe, my other associate, Attorney Silahe. He received it June 10 siguro ng hapon. Ano na ba tayo ngayon? I'm not sure with the dates. Pero na-receive namin yun. Nandun ako, I instructed Attorney Silahe. Receive mo. Sir, have a copy. I took picture pa lang.
Tapos, alam na lang, nakita na rin ng parents.
Yes, at ina-interpret namin, we have a, what you call this, volunteer din hindi taga Torion Law Firm, former student ko na doctor, attorney, na matalino, tapos interpret ko sa kanya, and yung interpretation amin na lang. Okay?
So are you in conformity with the
Yes.
autopsy
May
report?
addition si
With the ad lang po, I would like to come to the defense of Attorney Toriono, and that's why I was wondering why it became such, a news very quickly. This is not the first pro bono case of the law firm. Knowing Attorney Torion for almost 10 years now, he has always helped a lot of people. I mean, the associates of the firm, there's like how many of us? 15, 16 of us. Many of us are actually even, work so hard 24/7, whether it is a paying client or a pro bono client. And if you know Attorney Torion, even if wala ka pong ikabayad, he would accept you and ask you, ano may tulong ka? And then he would ask us to help him also, help the client. So maybe when Attorney Torion was contacted by several friends and relatives of the victim, it was knowing his character, knowing what he has done for the past 28 years as a lawyer, he did what he usually does, extend help. Maybe nauna lang po siya. Maybe nauna lang din po kami on the scene. And we're thankful that we have 2 law firms now, one the Torion and one law firm. There were like 4 or 5 lawyers in the firm. There's 15 of us here. It was really a collaboration. And in fairness to all the lawyers, I mean, they were there. I mean, Attorney Jersey was there accompanying the family, talking to the family, comforting them as well. I mean, if other lawyers also would want to come, they're free to offer their help as well. And they even said, if this is an issue, other lawyers would want to come in. But we don't want that. I mean, for as long as there's something in service that we would extend to the family, whether legal, whether it be, the mere presence of the lawyers needed, at this important stage in time, it's very important for the family to be seen, to be to know that there are people who are supporting them. And as what Attorney has already mentioned, currently in the team, it's not just the members of the two law firms, but we have one actively helping us also, my former classmate in the law school, she's not from the firm, and the other one who is a lawyer and doctor as well. So, and I also have alumni who manifested and signified their willingness to help, and what we did and requested for them, if you wish to help, at this point in time, knowing the sensitivity also of the data and all that, you could perhaps give your views or arguments, which we could, use or utilize should this case reach the court, or should a formal complaint be filed.
Attorney, are we questioning the first autopsy report? That's
No,
what
I'm talking about the engagement of the law. So I really just hope that that issue is already settled. The family, of the lawyers of the firm are also with the family as well. So sana lang po hindi na lang maging issue na magtulungan na lang po tayo. In fairness to Attorney Torion, ganun lang po talaga ang character niya. So alam ko ang nakikita ninyo, pero marami po kami mga abogado sa law firm. This is perhaps the first time I've spoken in public. I've always, maintained quite a private, I'm behind the curtain, Attorney Torion is the face that you see for the firm, but there are so many of us in the family that's helping the clients that we help at the moment.
Sa amin sa opisina, I just give the instruction, provide the legal framework, the legal direction. Sila po tumutulong sa akin. Actually, sila po yung mga matatalino. Ako hindi po.
But Attorney, what sets the case of Paterbonia, parang iba siya sa ibang pro bono na case na?
Well, maybe because of its prominence. Pero, yung kay Kapitan Bukol, ako rin yun ha. Ayan. So, pro bono din yun. Oo. So, nilapitan ako ng pamilya, and what you call this, buti na lang, wala ding issue nun, no? So, nilapitan ako ng pamilya, pro bono din yun. Dami kaming mga tinulungan na dito ng mga murder cases din na pro bono. Kung hindi talaga makabayad, hindi tulungan natin.
Attorney, is the first
Siguro sa media coverage, siguro kaya nagkaganito. At saka siguro yung, let's admit it, identified ako sa mga Duterte. Identified ako sa kay Pastor Apollo Tibuloy. Identified ako kay Senator Pato de la Rosa. So, siguro dahil dyan, maski gaano ka pa kagaling, sa kabilang kampo, wala, tae ka. Parang ganun ba? O yun ang kagad. Nilalagyan ka agad nila ng kulay. Iba naman ang issue dito, may namatay. Taga-Ateneo di Davao ako eh. Yung anak ko nga, taga-Ateneo di Davao, siya nagtawag. Dad, may nagtawag na ba sa iyo? Kasi kakilala namin yan. Kasama namin yan sa Ateneo. Yung anak ko, nag-request ako, tulungan natin, Dad. Yung isa rin yung puring anak na nasa Lasal na. Dad, kanina pa, I know him eh. Kasi nagkaabot pa kami sa Ateneo. Nasa Lasal na siya, tumawag din sa akin. Kasi yung from Ateneo di Davao, and all of you know, taga Davao naman siguro ako. So kung mayroong siguro dito, hindi siguro ipagkakaila na appear yung pangalan ko at Tulio. Kasi, di ba parang, tagal naman din ako sa Davao. Meron naman din tayo, name konti.
Attorney,
Yes, sir.
yung in-doubt ba tayo doon sa first autopsy report? That's why
Actually,
we hired another doctor?
No. I would like to state, hindi po kami nag-hire, meron kaming resident doctor na kasama namin volunteer, okay? Na estudyante ko dati sa Ateneo de Davao, ngayon lawyer na yun, doctor lawyer siya yung tumutulong sa amin pag-interpret, okay? Kasi aaminin ko, abogado ako, 28 years na, pero yung mga medical terms, hindi ko masyado kabisado. Pwede natin i-research, pero kinakailangan natin yung expert opinion talaga. So naghingi kami ng expert opinion on the matter.
But if the result of the autopsy report will be contrary to what NBI has released, are we going to question this?
No, not necessarily question. Maybe there are other options under the law. It's up to the family to decide as to whether or not to avail of those options under the law.
Sir, Attorney,
Yes.
may kasi news circulating that the family is seeking for another independent autopsy. Is that true?
We will confer that with the family and we will confirm kung totoo yan. Right naman nila yun eh. So kung totoo yun, right nila yun, they might avail of that. But I'm not confirming it yet. Ganito, no? Ang mangyayari is sa Monday, pupunta na siya sa Agusan. Tapos, 7 days siya doon. Nag-assign na ako kasi nag-request din yung family na baka pwede may lawyer din kaming i-assign doon. I'm asking kasi sa kami sa law firm 17 kami. So kung plus kaming dalawa kasi 15 yung associates, kaming dalawa, so 17 kami. So magkuha kami pa kasi attorney Reginald Santiago itong backup cancer namin, hindi pa punta namin doon. No? Rotation kami doon and doon. Why is that needed? Because we still have to secure statements. As a matter of fact, last night, 11 o'clock na ako pinuna namin mga statements. Kasi hindi kami masyadong makatrabaho sa Manila. Daming mga bisita. Tapos, we're taking advantage of the time here in Davao. And then, secure all statements. And then, sa Agusan, kailangan may resident lawyer din kami nandun para to get all statements na available.
So far, ano yung mga receive na sa family from the Ateneo?
Arlington Memorial, I think, was to be fair talaga, to be objective. I think Arlington Memorial was paid for by Ateneo. And condolences, flowers, and
Financial,
The airplane.
airfare siguro, mas mabuti siguro yung kliyente ang mag-confirm. Kasi may mga, baka, mayroon ding instances kasi wala ako doon, mga associates ko lang nandun, so hindi ko alam yung iba pa.
What will happen coach
Well, we will do whatever is necessary legally. We are coordinating with the CIDG, and if the evidence warrants, we file cases.
Attorney, follow up dun sa statement you mentioned that you're gathering statement, di ba? Kasama na yung family sa nakuha niyo yan?
Of course. Yes, ma'am.
Attorney, may nag-release ng statement ang, I don't know if it's an ex-wife or wife of
Yes.
Baldwin.
Actually, kaya natagalan ako. Minonitor ko yun kasi importante yun sa aming kaso. So, I don't know. I have yet to check the veracity of it. Hindi naman pwede na i-accept natin yan hook, line, and sinker. Kaso ito gira ito. Iba yung chismis, iba yung marites, iba yung acceptable in court. So kaya nga medyo natagalan ako. So I received that info. So I had to listen to it and we will verify if that will stand in court. Of course, we will utilize it, but subject for verification.
So are you going to, let's say, get her affidavit to fortify your legal
That is
position?
too early yet. We do not know her as a matter of fact. We have to verify and then we will vet. And if all of the requisites for a court testimony are met, then I might perhaps send Attorney Reginald Santiago to what you call this, Canada ba yun? New Zealand to secure his affidavit or perhaps communicate via internet and then require her to have it apostilled and do the necessary thing in order for it to be legally admissible in the Philippines.
Professor! Kaya ito po yung sinasabi niyo sa statement niya na tama.
I have to be honest with you. If it is true, it is very useful for us. Yes.
The House is going to adopt appropriate inquiry into the cases and any comment on that.
Well, that is good. It's a welcome development also. But I hope the Senate will so conduct likewise. No? Not because we trust the Senate more, but mas maganda kasi yung sa Senado kasi maganda ang Senado.
Attorney,
Yes, sir.
my friend, if you will be the lawyer of the other side, kung sakali ikaw maging lawyer sa
Ateneo?
Ateneo, what are you going to do?
Hindi nila ako mag-speculate, my good friend. Hindi nila ako mag-speculate kasi mahirap na. Ang daming matatalino niya, kaya nga minamaliit tayo ditong taga Davao eh.
Kaklaro, ano?
Daming magagaling niya, hindi na nila kailangan si Atty. Torium. Kaya nga, di nila ako mag-answer niya.
Inoperan ka ba na maging lawyer din ni Adeli?
I have to confirm that, yes. But we have to formalize everything because this is a very sensational case. I might be accused again of ambulance chasing, my colleague, no? This first time that I am accused of ambulance chasing in my 28-year law career, no? So we have to specify everything, discuss it with the family, and sign documents.
Lastly, chances of winning against the ano to?
Only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows that, but so far so good.
Actually, the PNP did you identify the persons of interest?
No idea yet. But I have an inkling, but I will not tell you.
So no coordination with the authorities again dun sa
We are coordinating. And as a matter of fact, we are communicating with the chief of CIDG and the one in charge of the investigation. As a matter of fact, we had a discussion yesterday. But as to the details of which I cannot reveal.
What about Ched? Are there any coordinations with Ched?
Ched, yes. I was able to talk to Chairman Gregorio. I think yun yung ano.
It's PSC.
PSC pala yun. Sa PSC, si Undersecretary, nagka-meeting kami, USEC ng DepEd, and then PSC head, and we had a conversation, long conversation, and the PSC was conducting its own investigation insofar as the coaches are concerned. The CHED likewise is investigating insofar as the school institution itself. And CHED gave a tulong, abuloy sa pamilya. I don't know if the family received it, no? I think they gave 250,000 pesos. As a PSC pala yung nagbigay. So, yung CHED, ongoing din yung investigation din.
Actually, what was the response of the family when Coach Bobby says, I'm sorry?
I have to say this, yung mother sabi niya, it's not enough. Kasi ang gusto niya yung katotohanan. Nandun yun po sa aming statement na kailangan magiging, kaya ako kasi hindi ako hilig pag mag-press ko na po, hindi ako hilig pero sabi nila, Attorney Resi Rizada, we have to write it down, pakita sa pamilya, okay sa kanila. So, para meron talagang basis kami, ang sabi kasi ni Ma'am, hindi enough yun. Dapat pinakita ko anong nangyari, sino nag-utos, yung blow-by-blow account daw kung anong nangyari sa kanyang anak. Yung accountability daw dapat. Hindi pwede daw magsabi na sorry, tapos hindi siya sabihan kung anong nangyari. Yun yung ganyan. Tsaka yung response daw ng Ateneo, napakakulang. Napakakulang. Yung wala ang nag-inform sa kanya, yung coach pa daw na nasa abroad, hapon na, tapos hindi kumpleto, parang 10 seconds lang. Very sorry, nalunod si Rene. Yun lang. Tapos wala nang tawag for more than 8 hours. So, di pa niya alam kung anong gawain kasi wala siyang pamasahe papuntang Manila. Buti na lang si Governor Kanye tumulong sa kanya. Oo. At si Governor Kanye ang nag-arrange ng kanilang trip to Manila. Tapos, di pa siya maniwala na patay yung anak niya, August 9 na niya na-confirm. Kasi nandun na yung... no. June 9 na niya na-confirm. Nandun na yung kaniyang relative na nandun sa Arlington Memorial. Nag-video call. Nakita niya yung anak niya, nagtataka siya bakit bula pa daw ang bakbak. Wala nito yun, napay mga balas. Wala man lang daw ilisi yung anak. Hindi man lang binihisan. Basa pa yung suot. No? Yun ang kanyang mga hinanapit.
Attorney, given the seriousness of this case, attorney, allegations that Coach Tam, are there any legal steps being considered to prevent Coach Tam from leaving the country?
We did already. As a matter of fact, I think June 9, we wrote right away a letter to the Department of Justice, care of the Bureau of Immigration for the issuance of an ILBO, no? Immigration Lookout Bulletin Order, supposedly to keep watch as to whether or not Coach Baldwin will leave the country. And I think the Department of Labor and Employment also sent a notice to him to determine whether or not he has a valid alien employment permit, and that augurs well to our purpose likewise, because if he has no alien employment permit, then any and all employment by Ateneo of him without this requisite would be void, and therefore his presence in Aurora Baler would be questionable legally. So all of these matters are now being undertaken, and I hope and pray that this will lead to the truth as to what happened.
Attorney, are you not getting statements sa Aurora side? Aurora province?
Wala pa. Nahihirapan kami doon, honestly. But there are progress that are happening. The details of which, of course, I cannot reveal to you. But we are doing everything we can so that we can have a full picture as to what happened on June 8 of 2026.
Pero PNP reports yung galing na po. Aurora side. Yung report ng PNP from...
Medyo hindi kami happy dun sa Aurora report. No? I think it was a very premature declaration that no foul play, accident lang daw. We already intimated our feelings to the CIDG as well as NBI in front of Mother Bonia, and pati siya na-shock bakit daw nagsabi na kaagad yung Aurora na aksidente yung nangyari. Ang bilis-bilis daw ng investigation. Kung ganun, hindi pa nga niya alam anong nangyari, meron ng finding na kaagad, no? She found it very questionable. And we intimated that to the CIDG, and the CIDG head of the investigation told me that they are doing something to correct it, because according to him, it was not the right thing to do.
Clarification lang po, is it sa part po sa family ni Dr. Bonnie po, is it possible for the family na mag-demand something from the school, for example, na there's something na circulate po na yung school po sasagot sa education ng mga students ni Rene? Is it possible po or responsible for po?
It's really up to the family. No? Kasi kami po mga abogado, iingat-ingat kami sa mga bagay na yan. Kasi baka makakusahan kami na dun ang aming pag-handle ng kaso patungo dyan. Hindi po. We are actually preparing for the worst case scenario. We are doing anything and everything that we are imagining that there is no settlement and cases will be filed. If there are settlements along the way, that is a matter that can be decided only by the family. That's not a decision that can be made by us.
Actually, going back to the prominence that you mentioned, kasi you're Paul Duterte, and yung daan mo naman is parang anti-Duterte naman. Do you think this will also naging sensational itong si Rene?
I could not speculate on that. No? Maybe it's contributory, but I think the fact that Rene was a very promising young basketball star. Imagine 18-year-old ang galing mag-basketball, tapos galing sa kahirapan, at naging magiling na basketballista. Yung uniqueness ni Rene ang dahilan nito.
Going back din sa points na 5 points na ni-mention mo kanina, na parang disregard ng school yung policy or yung parang reminder ng resort. May I know kung sino kung source nito?
Yung source?
Sino nasabi to?
May interview yung may-ari ng resort himself. So, yun ang nagiging nagiging basis namin. Kasi na-interview siya sa TV, so sinabi niya sa TV, so I presume that he will stand by it because na-recorded na yun. Na nagsabi daw na they were given such warning, yet the Ateneo team decided to proceed. And they were even allegedly told na just leave us alone, we'll do this. So as to whether or not that is true, is up to the resort owner if we will execute an affidavit to that effect. But I believe since he declared it on TV already, he will stand by his word.
Before also, the resort owner granted an interview regarding that. He was interviewed as well by the NBI, so perhaps that particular statement may come out from the investigation report of the NBI as well.
Attorney, show pa ba dun sa na dun na resort sila frequent on the bootcamp?
We have information 2016, 2017, basta at least 4 times na daw sila doon.
The same resort?
Same resort.
Attorney,
But that is raw information. We do not have an affidavit yet to that effect. But we have a source, but we do not have the affidavit of the source yet.
attorney, may lumabas sa report, drowning or choking?
I could not, yung nasa nasa papel is asphyxia daw. So yung asphyxia parang wala ng hininga. So let's leave it at that.
Most recent conversation with at Divine's family, attorney.
Hindi ako nakausap. Unang nakausap niya was my associate, Attorney Salahe. Yung kanina
When was that, attorney?
Kay Attorney Salahe was I think June 10 before nadala dito.
Mother niya yung kausap.
Yes, mother niya ang kausap. And then, kaninang hapon, tumawag dito sa aming group chat.
And you mentioned, attorney, that wala pa kayong finalize na agreement but you're gonna stand on behalf of the family.
For Baterbonia muna.
Okay.
Kay Adile, hindi pa pwede.
Alright, thank you. Salamat.
Ayun yun, 2:30, more or less, the uncle of Divine from Nigeria just called me. Meaning Attorney Salahe kasi sila yung nakapag-usap sa originally last June 10. So kanina, the family wants us to represent them as well, but I will still speak to the father right now to call. The uncle told me that the parents are very distraught right now. Other information, hindi na pwede sabi.
But that prompted you, attorney, to speak on behalf of the press release.
I have to do that because nag-signify na sila. So, in effect, only the formalities have to be done. So, kung hindi ko rin sabihin, baka, they might also, express why we did not do that. You have to understand, nasa Nigeria sila may papel na kami. Of course, babasahin pa nila yun. They will process the same. Tapos papalik dito.
So it takes time.
Next time.
Attorney, we have an info na dumating na yung body in Dubai, in Nigeria.
That information, kaya nga we have to correct it. Yung nakasulat dito, nasa Arlington pa ang body. But they are processing the body to be sent to Nigeria. Yun pa ang correct.
Attorney, last na after 5 days, how is the family right now?
Yung nga, kagabi, merong nakapag-smile kay ma'am.
Attorney, lastly, what is your message would you like to give to those to the public and to those seeking justice to Rene and to Divine?
Final words.
Well, we hope and pray that Ateneo de Manila will preach, or will practice what they preach. I know that it is hard to process the events that transpired, but I know that they are godly. The management itself is known to be very religious, and I hope that they will do the right thing. Let us not add more to the sufferings of the family, and I hope they will do the right thing, and that is to reveal the entire truth, not hide under complicated legalese, and own what has to be owned by them.